Local hospital officials tell us not only are they seeing an uptick in patients, but some of those patients are younger than in previous spikes. And 6 Southwest Missouri residents are indicted in connection with a kidnapping that resulted in death.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Mercy Hospital Joplin's president says the area's current COVID-19 surge is putting a strain on their healthcare workers. This is KOAM News at 6. With 75 COVID-19 hospitalizations as of today and 20 of those patients on ventilators, the Mercy president adds that the increase in COVID patients is having a bigger effect on the hospital.
We are stretched to our limits. There's no doubt about it. We're responding on a 24-hour basis of what's ahead of us. Our ER is full. We have long waits in our ERs because, it's not just COVID patients. We got other people that need our services and our help. We have trauma. We have emergency surgeries.
The hospital adds that 94% of those hospitalized for COVID-19 are unvaccinated. One of the largest retailers in the country is reinstating its mask mandate for employees. Bentonville, Arkansas-based Walmart announced today that the new policy goes into effect immediately for its stores in high transmission areas, and that includes our entire viewing area. Masks will still be optional for customers. Walmart ditched its mask mandate in May, but reevaluated the policy after the CDC updated its guidance this week because of surging COVID-19 cases. The CDC now recommends fully vaccinated people resume wearing masks indoors in areas with high transmission of COVID-19 and its Delta variant. This includes nearly 2/3 of all U.S. counties. In addition to Walmart, other large retailers like Target, Trader Joe's, Publix, and Costco are also reevaluating their mask policies. A federal grand jury indicts 6 Southwest Missouri residents accused in a kidnapping conspiracy that resulted in the death of the victim. The case is from July of last year. That's when authorities served a search warrant at a property on Cherry Road in Joplin. After a standoff, they found the body of 41-year-old Michael Hall, who had been reported missing from Carthage. At that time, they arrested Freddie Tilton in the home. Tilton had been wanted on domestic assault charges. Well, now Tilton and 5 others are charged in connection with Hall's kidnapping. In addition to Tilton, the suspects are Carla Ward of Joplin, Amy Thomas of Webb City, also James Gibson of Neosho, Lawrence Vaughn of Newton County, and Russell Hurt of Greenwood. The indictment alleges that after Hall was kidnapped, he was bound, beaten, cut repeatedly with a knife, and then shot to death. You can find more details on this case on KOAMnewsnow.com. The heat warning remains in effect. Let's check in with Nick.
Absolutely, Dal. Unfortunately, this is not how we wanted to start the weekend. Now, on the plus side, though, like the past several days, it just looks nice, but it just didn't feel nice with highs back in the mid-90s once again for today. Not a lot to show in the Skywatch Storm Tracker, at least for much of the day, but ever since the past few hours, we've noticed a thin line of thunderstorms along our next front that will eventually head our way, but any storms firing up from Kansas City to Cole Camp, Osage Beach, and near Waynesville, those are working toward the east. So we're not going to worry about any rain chances for this evening, but the excessive heat warnings and heat advisories, for some, they will be sticking around as we go into our Saturday, and it definitely applies for this evening, as everyone is in the lower to middle 90s. But with the humidity, still makes it feel like the triple digits, as high as 104 in some spots. Another hot and humid start to the evening, staying warm until the midnight hour, and then we're going to see lows dropping back to 75. Hot and humid again tomorrow afternoon, Dow, but then much needed relief works in. Forecast in a bit.
Catch you then. Hey, you're looking at a big moment today at the construction site for the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex in Joplin. Construction crews and Cornell Complex stakeholders celebrated the complex's topping off. That's when the final steel beam is attached to the structure.
Construction is actually ahead of schedule. We thought that we would be the fall of 2022, but if all plans go well and things continue as they are, then we could be actually occupying and in this wonderful facility 1 year from now.
Cornell Complex is located in front of Memorial Hall in Joplin. It's paid for through donations. When nursing students return to PSU this fall, they'll be learning a new skill set that's become vital in modern medicine. That's caring for patients via telemedicine. It's a tool that's been used heavily throughout the pandemic, but it takes special training to give quality care without a patient present.
So when you're providing telehealth care to a patient virtually, who's not with you in the room, a lot of times you would have the patient assist you in that assessment. And so it might be that they're putting their arm up to the screen or to the camera, or they are holding a flashlight and opening their mouth for you through the camera.
The new telemedicine course is funded through a $78,000 grant. Still ahead, Miami is on the map this weekend for entertainment options. We're going to tell you live about the Route 66 Heritage Festival. And further east on the map, a taste of Europe in the Missouri Ozarks. We'll show you where you can find it in today's Staycation Report. The first ever Route 66 Heritage Fest is taking place in Miami, Oklahoma. Yes, their first time to host the event. KOAM's Chris Warner is live in downtown Miami now with more.
Now, live music, a car and bike show, a 5K, and so much more taking place at this two-day festival here in downtown Miami. We're at the corner of Main and First Avenue, and as you can see behind us, festivities already getting underway. Now, the concerts are free, with 8 groups performing between tonight and tomorrow. The event is also being attended by Oklahoma's Lieutenant Governor, Matt Pinnell. We spoke with one of the local bands until now about being able to take part in this special event.
It's great. It's absolutely great. Couldn't ask for anything better than this, man. I mean, it's really great. Really excited for the car show, bike show, all that stuff. I mean, something like this hasn't happened in Miami for a long time, and it's really great to see the community coming together like this.
Now, the first round of concerts is underway right now, and the next set's set to start tomorrow night at 4. And of course, to help keep you cool, there are plenty of food vendors, food trucks, and a beer garden with this excessive heat that we're seeing. Reporting live in downtown Miami, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Oh, say, can we see it? Chris, thanks. Will and Lynn Mosby have been living their dream for the past 12 years, and it all started after a trip abroad. They decided to bring a bit of Europe to the Missouri Ozarks. For this week's 4-State Staycation Report, KOAM photojournalist Liam Mandelbaum takes us inside the Ginger Blue Inn in Knoll, Missouri.
There was a lot of work, but at the same time, it was a work of love. The labor of love that you just, people say, well, I don't know how you do it. Well, it was kind of fun. Yeah, it's work, but there was a fun aspect to it also. And so we'd come home from work, we'd work till dark. Lynn would come in and cook us a bite to eat. We'd get up in the morning and start it all over again.
We moved here in 1990. It was a little 3-bedroom house, and my husband was a builder in Bella Vista for many years, and so we had the dream of
a resort at some time in our life. Well, when we got to be about 50 years old, we looked at each other and said, hey, if we're going to do this, we better get started.
Well, we went to Europe, and we loved the architecture over there, and that just always stuck with us.
I was standing in a tower in Canterbury, England, and in this tower I could see all this neat structure of these older homes and older businesses and that type of thing. We don't have anything old here. Everything we have here is new compared to this. But they were these beautiful, old, stately places. And that stuck in my mind. So when we decided to do this,
that's where our inspiration came from. And that's what we wanted to achieve, was the old world.
When you have a dream, the dream keeps building. And that's kind of what happens to us. What I don't think of, Lynn does. She keeps me busy that way. Mine's bad enough, but when you add hers to it, then we have a lot of things to accomplish.
To learn more about the Ginger Blue Inn, check out this story on our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Later, the U.S. women's national team is taking their rightful place in the Olympic semifinals.
But first, after a long onslaught of heat and humidity, much needed relief is finally on the way. Forecast up next. We've been just about 7 days now where we've had nothing but pure summer heat and humidity, and the numbers over the past 36 hours certainly back that up. After we hit the mid-90s yesterday, it was just kind of a carbon copy of yesterday all over again. We dropped to 73 this morning, so far a high of 95, but with the humidity it made it feel like we were well into the triple digits once again. It's just unfortunate we couldn't take that heat and humidity and turn it into at least some random showers and thunderstorms to give us a little bit of a break from the heat. We kept things pretty quiet for much of the day so far. With that being said, our frontal boundary, our next front, is actually parked across central parts of Missouri, but you see how the front is stretching from Kansas City back down toward the boot heel. As a result, any thunderstorms firing along the front from Blue Springs, Odessa, down to about let's say Osage Beach down toward the Gasconade River in Waynesville. Those storms are falling off toward the east, so I'm not worried about any thunderstorm chances for tonight. But these excessive heat warnings and heat advisories have been extended yet again because we'll go through another hot and humid day tomorrow before we finally get some much needed relief in here. Right now, 7th range line. That's not a bad looking sky, partly to mostly sunny, but it's hot, sitting at 92. Feels like 99 with the dew points sitting at least in the lower 70s. So at least at this point in time, the dew points were just a little bit more bearable, but everyone's faring the same way. Between 91 and 95 degrees right now, the air temperatures, that is, but it feels like it's 97 in Cottage to 104 in Stockton. Everybody else right in between those numbers, and it's going to stay hot for a few more hours before we dip back near 82 by 10 o'clock and down to the mid 70s for another warm start for your Saturday morning. But we are keeping an eye on our next pair of fronts, two fronts actually, the first of which prompting a tornado watch out in central parts of Nebraska. Those thunderstorms will follow along the front and work in the northern and northeastern parts of Missouri later tonight. So we're watching this front, we're watching the second front in the northern plains, both of which will bring some much needed relief our way, and certainly in the upper levels too. Once this upper ridge starts to buckle down tomorrow night, that is when we're going to finally see a lowering in the heat and the humidity especially. In terms of this evening though, again, any thunderstorms in Missouri will march toward the east, so we'll stay dry overnight, passing cloud cover at times, but that won't stop us from dropping back to 75. But hot and humid again tomorrow afternoon. So let me break out the day planner for you, because it's going to be fairly similar to what we saw today. 75 in the morning, 92 by noon, and highs near 96. But again, those are just the air temperatures. You factor the humidity into the equation. It feels like 102 to about 107, 108 for tomorrow afternoon. But look at Sunday. Lower humidity, lower feels like temperatures because of our first front that could spark some scattered storms Saturday evening, and the second front following right behind it. This could be some more widespread storms, some of which could be strong, but not looking at any severe weather here. But these thunderstorm chances primarily for Sunday morning, and we're going to look a heck of a lot better by Sunday afternoon. Not to mention the temperatures will look nice too. 86 for an afternoon high on Sunday, lower 80s to start next week out before we try to edge back near 90 by next Friday. But in the meantime, Dow, as far as alert days goes, we're keeping that in place for Saturday just for the heat and humidity. Not concerned about the rain chances turning too strong or severe, but it'll definitely bring much needed relief back into play.
Bring on the cooler temperatures, bring on the rain.
We'll certainly take it.
Nick, thanks. Coming up in sports, the Pittsburgh American Legion baseball team aims to move on to the Final Four of the state tournament. We're going to go live to JC Ballpark for more on tonight's game coming up.
Well, today is day 3 and the final day of pool play at the Kansas American Legion State Baseball Tournament in Pittsburgh. The tournament host Post 64 plays tonight, aiming to move on to the Final Four tomorrow. Our own Danny Terzer is at JC Ballpark and has more on tonight's game.
Yes, here at JC Ballpark, where the American Legion State Tournament continues. Pittsburgh Post 64 taking on the Kansas Senators out of Topeka, and I'm joined now by Pittsburgh head coach Tyler Brines. Coach, you guys have already earned a spot in the Final Four on Saturday, but tonight's still an important game. How do you kind of focus on the task at hand and not get ahead of yourself?
Really, we just want to get some momentum going in. We know tonight that we're going to play a good team in Topeka, and I don't know. We like to stack up against the best teams in the state and see where we end up. And I think tonight's all about gaining momentum and rolling in hot into the Saturday.
Not a lot of room for error throughout the rest of this tournament. How is the team kind of dealing with that pressure?
I think so far we dealt with it well. This is what you play all season for, and I think we're relishing in it and kind of enjoying ourselves.
Now, you've been in this situation as a player for Pittsburgh, so with that perspective, what is your advice to the current players on the team?
Like you said earlier, don't get ahead of yourself. Take a deep breath. At the end of the day, we're playing baseball, and we've played it all summer, and it's something we've played our whole lives. And just have fun, and go out there and play hard.
Another advantage out there, you guys are on your home field in front of your home crowd. How has that been for you guys throughout this tournament without support?
It's been great. We've had, fans show up. We've been able to sleep in our own bed, and really, just comfort-wise, we're right where we want to be.
Well, thanks so much, Coach, and good luck tonight.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Pittsburgh's game is at 8:30 tonight. We'll have all the updates right here at 10. Jacob?
It's hot out, but at least it won't be too bad at 8:30. Hopefully, Danny Terzer live in Pittsburgh. Danny, thank you so much. In the major leagues, the Kansas City Royals begin a 3-game series on the road tonight against the Toronto Blue Jays. Kansas City still hot right now, winning 8 of their last 9. That one just now getting started with no score in the top of the first. Now, the St. Louis Cardinals also in action, beginning a 3-game interleague series with the Minnesota Twins. Cards are an even 51-51 coming into the night. First pitch for that one is at 7:15. We'll have the latest from both games right here tonight.
Take time now to honor a local veteran, Corporal Cliff McNaught. The Chinook, Kansas native served in the U.S. Marine Corps during the Vietnam War. And we are proud to salute Corporal Cliff McNaught. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Jordan Abbey joins us now with what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, going to visit Miami for more of that fun summertime festival, the Route 66 Festival, highlighting Oklahoma music. Plus, the U.S. House takes up a measure to extend the housing eviction moratorium set to expire tomorrow. And a look at what's new to theaters and at-home streaming, some entertainment options this weekend. That, of course, much more coming your way tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Jordan, thanks. The candy known for its unique dispenser is schooling TikTok on the proper way to load it. Pez Candy tweeted this video message about the right way to load a Pez dispenser. The post was made in response to a viral video showing a TikTok user loading Pez candy through the bottom of the dispenser, supposedly without removing the wrapper. Pez says the video is just a myth, and their video is the myth buster. According to Pez, you cannot load its wrapped candy roll from the bottom. However, with a little skill, they say you can unroll it and slide all 12 candy pieces into the dispenser at once.
I've never had any luck loading those things.
No, nothing makes me feel more stupid than trying to load a Pez dispenser. I can't do it.
Yeah. So apparently you both actually use Pez dispensers.
My kid does, for sure.
Yeah, it's the kid. Sure it is. The weather.
All right, alert day for tomorrow because of highs near 96 and high humidity again, but the rain chances knock us back to 86 Sunday.
Sports note.
It was Danny Duffy yesterday. Today, the Royals traded Jorge Soler to the Braves. Another face leaving Kansas City.
See you at 10. Let's make it a great evening.